Okay, so you'll recall that a function um, it has a name and it has a set of instructions that will be executed. The main is actually a function with a name, and it will run the instructions how we want the program to flow. Now, some functions require parameters or variables to do its work. Consider the example where we were adding two numbers. Imagine having to rewrite those processing steps all the time. What if I created a function that could add the two variables and return the value for me? So I'm going to create a new function using the conventions we discussed already, and I am going to have the definition for the function outside of the main function or any other function. So I'm going to call my function sum. I must be careful not to use any keywords like integer. I mustn't call my function like a data type name or so forth. And this function needs two variables to do its work, which are the two numbers to be added. So I'll call the first variable x and the second variable y. What I'm then going to specify is the instructions that must be run. So the instructions that are to be run is I will want to create a variable to store the sum. Notice here I have a name clash in that the name of the function is the name of the variable. Some programming languages will allow you to do that, but I recommend staying away from that. So I'll call my variable total. And what would total be equal to? Total will be equal to the value of x plus y. When we talk about variable scope, we'll understand why we need to return values. But at the end of this function, what I want to do is I want to return total. Notice my code is indented, so it is a little more readable. You may prefer to have return indented like this. However, I just use it in this format to see where it begins and ends. Now I'm going to declare two integers in main, which controls the program flow, and I'll call the variable's first number is equal to 12 and second number is equal to 15. I could then say integer val is going to store the sum of both numbers, and val is equal to the name of the function and the two values I want to add, first number and second number. Now you may be confused that second number and first number doesn't have the same name as x and y. That isn't necessary, that the name of the parameters have to be the same name as or matches the name in the function. These values here that I specify, they call the formal parameter listing, while the values I pass to the function are the actual parameter listing. Then I could print val. I could pass constants, expressions, or variables to functions. So later on in my program, I could say print sum 2 and 10. Those are constants. I could say print sum first number 10. So this is an example of a variable and a constant. And I could say print sum 10 plus 1, 5 minus first number.